Hello my dear knowledge worker. Welcome to another lecture. Today's lecture is job evaluation. We will talk about non-analytical methods or non-quantifiable methods. There are three methods or three schemes. These are ranking method, then we have pair comparison method and classification methods. These are the three methods that we will use in these lectures. First, before we move on to the definition of the job evaluations, I would like to emphasize first of all on the definition of the evaluation. Evaluation is a judgment about how good, useful, and successful something is. So evaluation means that is completely judgment. So all the methods, whether we are going to use analytical methods or analytical job evaluation schemes or non-analytical methods, and in the America it is said non-quantifiable methods and quantifiable methods. So this one, evaluation is completely judgment. Let us move on to the definition now. This one, job evaluation is a process to determine the relative worth of each job by establishing a hierarchy of jobs. To establish a relative worth, what it means we are going to compare one job to another job and determine the importance of one job by comparing another job. So this is the evaluation. It is basic premise in the job evaluation that some jobs contribute more to the success and effectiveness of the organizations, and some jobs are more worth than others, and certainly some jobs which are having more worth, the employee should get paid more than the others. So the job evaluation to determine the relative worth, how important one job is by comparing to another jobs. Let us move on to the aim. The aim of the job evaluation is establish relative worth or size of job. Size of job is in quantifiable method that we will use in the point factor method and factor comparison method. So relative worth, how important this job is and how that is valuable compared to the other job, we will determine here by using these two methods. Those are the non-quantifiable methods or non-analytical methods. So the first is establish relative worth or size of job based on a fair, consistent and sound judgment. There should be a mechanism. Based on that, we have to work, we have to determine the relative worth of the job, and then we should decide why this job is more important than the others. The second is that produce information to design and maintain the grade and pay structure that is quantifiable and defensible. That could be equitable and defensible. Equitable means employee A and employee B, if they are performing the same job, they have the same qualifications, they have the same skills and their output is the same, they should receive the same compensation and benefit, intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. Defensibles means if the jobs are challenged in the court, so we should have a mechanism that could support how we determine the relative worth, how we determine the internal relativity. The same word internal relativity means by comparing different jobs to determine the worth of the job. That is provide the base for grading job within grade structure to make consistent decisions while placing the job, while slotting the job within the grades. So there should be a mechanism that based on that mechanism, we could place the jobs within the grade structures. The fourth one, that is ensure that organization meets equal pay for work for equal value obligations. Very important. If not, certainly it could be challenged. Now in this lecture, we will entirely focus on the non-quantifiable methods or non-analytical job evaluation schemes. There are two methods or two schemes. These are ranking method or pair comparison method. In this scheme, we are comparing one job to another job and determine the relative worth of the job, or we rank them the jobs. The other method or other scheme that we will use and we will apply it, that is classification method. In the classification method, we will have the predetermined grade classifications or the grades with the definitions. So we decided how many grade we needed, and we know the definition of the grade, and we will compare the worth of the positions with the grades, the grade definitions, and we will determine the relative worth. Let us move on to the ranking method. The first method, very simple, straightforward. I have this one, the positions for the HR department. They are not in sequence, and even I don't know about those positions, what is worth that. How I will know? I have been assigned the task to rank them. I will request the organization to provide with me the organizational charts. Number two, the job descriptions or the role profile. Based on that, I will determine which job is reporting to whom, and based on that is written, that is key accountabilities, and also to whom this job is reporting to, I will determine. And at the end, when I will complete it, I will have a meeting with the respective head, and I will say, could you please verify? Like this, I placed this, and that is completely based on the judgment. I got the data, the organizational chart, the job description, then I had the meeting with the head of the department, and I did it. And I ranked them. Now, pair comparison method. In the pair comparison method, there are three rules. One rule is, while comparing job to job, if job A is more important or having more worth than job B, we will allocate or we will assign 2 points. If job B is less important or having less worth than job A, we will assign 0. If job A is having important compared to job B, having the same importance, same worth, we will assign 1, because both jobs are having the same worth, so we will assign 1. Based on that, we will evaluate here. First of all, in the pair comparison method, we need to place these jobs in the vertical order and in the same sequence horizontal order. This is a prerequisite. Then I will say director HR having more worth than manager HR. Yes, I will assign 2 numbers. Director HR having more worth than manager reward. Yes, I will assign 2 numbers. Similarly, director HR having more worth than the payroll, I will assign 2 numbers, and total scores are 6. Let us move on to the next. Manager HR having more worth than the HR director, the answer is no. So we will assign 0. HR manager having more worth than the reward manager, I presume both jobs have the same worth. HR manager have the same worth, then the payroll manager, I said yes. So I place them and so on. I place these, I give them the point, I score them, and then at the end, the jobs having more score, having more importance than the other jobs. And then based on that, I rank them. Very straightforward, very simple method. That is ranking method, pair comparison methods. Now let us move on to this one. But these both methods, they are using the whole jobs, just comparing the whole one job to another. These jobs are not focusing on the compensable factor like this one is that is skills, effort, responsibility, working condition, supervision, or Hay group that like using know-how, problem solving, and accountability. No, these methods only compare job to job, and sometimes it becomes very hard for us to justify why job A is more important than job B. However, when we see this one, the advantages, very simple. There is simple, straightforward, and quickly, and inexpensive, and very easy to explain. And hopefully you will do it the first this. And my suggestion is, in the first stage, sort the data like that way. I used to do it like that way. Disadvantages, not clear why one job is having more importance than the other jobs. So certainly there is a problem, and it is very hard to justify. The other is classification method. In the classification methods, we have already determined the grades, and we have written the grade definitions. We have determined in this example 12 grades. We will certainly discuss in the following lectures why I have this one assigned 12 grades. That is called broad graded structures. There are different structures: broad graded structures, multi-graded structures, family graded structures, and then there is also job career structures, pay spine, and there is broadband structures, lot of structures. However, I took this one is the broad graded structures, and afterwards we will talk about on those, and I have written the definitions. And now I will move on to the job classification methods, or job classification evaluation scheme. In this scheme, I have used very straightforward. There are three departments: HR department, finance department, and the IT department. I have taken these three departments. And again, based on my knowledge, based on my experience, I got the organizational charts, job descriptions, and then I decided in the following slide how these are important. And then I had a meeting with the respective department heads, and we agreed upon, okay, we are going to rank these jobs like that way, and this is our grade structures. I am going to place that it. However, the head of department could challenge, because everybody wants that his employee should be on the higher grade. However, at the end, that is subject to the approval of the CEO and the chairman of the organizations. So these are in the ranked method, what methodology I used. I had a huge data of the database. I have the HR department, I have the IT, I have finance department, logistic department, customer care, marketing. I have this one, sales, after sales, that research and development. I have lot of departments, maybe the production department. So I have lot of departments data. So the first thing, what we need to do we need to sort the data based on the job family, based on the function, sorted by function, and then work on it, on the job description, how important it is common sense. This one, who will be the director, that will come first. Immediately with your common sense or sixth sense, you will understand 80%, and 20% you can work on it. And then you can place them in the structure. In these structures, we have the defined grade, and then we have decided this, we place them the jobs in the respective grades. How we place them in the grades? Because we have written the definitions of the grades. We compare the job description, we see the job description, we see the organizational charts, we talk to the respective line managers, and we place them. And in the following lectures, we will talk about the minimum salary, how we have to develop the salary ranges, upper bounds and the lower bounds, what will be the spread. We will talk in the following lectures when we will see it. And then we place these 12 grades. Very simple, very straightforward. Sort this data by functions, by job family, and then allocate the grades based on the grade definitions. You have the supporting document, job description, organization charts, and don't forget to get approval from the respective departments. It is very important, otherwise it could be challenged, and certainly we should have to have the approvals on that. There are advantages and disadvantages. That is understandable by the employees. Grade can change as the duties and responsibilities change. It is straightforward also, I think, and it is, if you are going to explain to someone, the person, the incumbent holding the job, it is very straightforward and you can explain it. And the next disadvantage, no audit trail, look at the whole job, overlapping the grade description. Sometimes it is overlapped. Sometimes it becomes very hard to justify it. However, as long as you have the approval from the respective department head, the HR head, the CEO and the chairman, so it is quite secured. So this is today's lesson. In the following lecture, we will talk about the analytical methods, point factor methods, factor comparison method. We will see also the market rates, how to determine the market rates, and then, as we mentioned that is showing the table, that we will also place the minimum salary, mid, maximum, how much spread should be, how much that is, this one is from one level to another level, how much that is also the, that is the difference should be of the pay scales. And till then, I will very soon I will present another lectures on that. Okay, but then goodbye.